guys, we are going to do another melt and pour soap. Today we're going to use an avocado cucumber base soap, and what you will need is your avocado cucumber base. Mine I got from Hobby Lobby. You need a cutting board, a soap mold, of course your handy dandy glass measuring cup, and I am going to be adding in jojoba oil as well as some kaolin clay. And the kaolin clay and the jojoba oil is just for skin softening purposes. I just like to have something extra within the soap that's going to benefit my skin. And of course, we are going to cut our cubes down. Today's soap is going to be for a group of children who do not have homes. There are teenagers, and I have the luxury of working with my best friend's organization, Kevos, which is going to be a nonprofit. Well, it is a nonprofit organization that is up and coming to help young children who are in trouble, who just need that extra tender love and care in order to become their best selves. So we're going to cut up our cubes here, and then we are going to put these cubes right in this bowl here, well, measuring cup, and we're going to melt it down. And you can melt it down in the microwave, or you can do the double boil method where you put this in a pot of boiling water and just let it melt. Okay guys, so we're back. I have melted my soap, and there's still a little bit that's not fully melted, but it will definitely melt down on its own because this is still very hot. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my kaolin clay. I'm just going to take a scoop here, and this is about a tablespoon. And because I want this to have like that scrubby effect, like I still want it to have like that scrubby kind of feeling to the soap in case, you know, they want to rub this on their body versus using a washcloth. So I'm not going to dilute it with anything before putting it in here. As you can see, any other time you should dilute it. You can use alcohol, or you can use your fragrance, and you can mix the clay into that, and it will just dilute, and you can just pour it on into your soap. But that's not what I want to do with this particular soap. So it's going to be a little bubbly, but it's going to have that scrubby feeling when it's rubbed against the skin. So I'm just going to stir that on in here. Next, I'm going to add some of my jojoba oil, and I'm going to use that same scooper. And I'm just going to add 1 scoop. And I'm going to stir that. And at this point, we have our oil, we have our clay, and we're going to mix, 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 mix. And of course, if you added your clay the way I did, it's going to take a little longer to kind of mix it how you want. But you want to keep some of those little balls in there because, like I said, if they rub it against their skin, it will have like that scrubby effect. It's not going to be anything harsh, but you can let the clay do what it's going to do for your skin. So I have 2 different fragrances that I'm going to use. I'm going to use my favorite clean scent, and then I'm using another scented oil. So I'm going to do a separation of my bars. Okay, so I'm going to add this scent here to this batch. Oh, extremely quick, but I put 1 fragrance in here, and so I'm done with that. And so I'm just going to pour right into my mold. And it's okay if you get a little messy because you can always clean it up. And now I'm going to add my other fragrance. And I'm just going to use the top here and add my fragrance. So you let these soaps sit for about... Okay, so I had to delete some of the apps on my phone, but I added some fragrance and I'm just stirring my fragrance into the soap. And now I'm just gonna pour it into the soap mold. And these only need to sit about 4 to 8 hours, and then you should be able to unmold them. However, if they're not ready during that time, it's okay. You can just wait a little longer and then unmold them when they're ready. So we'll do 4 to 8 hours, and I will